Okay, our final presentation today is from Lisa Perkins, who is Director of Research for BT's Adastral Park Research Centre and for Research Realisation. She is responsible for bringing BT's research to impact for the business and its customers, as well as partnerships with universities and schools and the growing innovation Martlesham High-Tech Cluster. In her talk titled Purposeful Innovation for Our Connected Future, she'll be alluding to some of the points raised by Dr. Joseph Coughlin at last week's event about the role of technology in social connectivity and togetherness as we build for the future, and the importance of joined up continuous improvements and innovation across industries and sectors. Really looking forward to hearing from you, Lisa. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Harveen, and a very big hello to everybody. That was a fantastic introduction. I didn't realise I did all of those things. I do indeed, of course. So I'm very proud of the role that I'm delighted to kind of execute for BT. It's really exciting, and it comes on the back of 23 years of experience at BT across a number of different roles. And I'm really delighted to be able to talk to you all today about how BT grows and develops these innovation ecosystems and the approaches that BT takes in terms of innovating for the good. So I wanted to start actually with the framework slide. There we go. Oh, sorry. There's a bit of a lag. There's a framework slide that we like to allude to at BT, which typifies our strategic framework. But I wanted to not step through this, you'll be pleased to know, but really just use it as a backdrop to give a sense of what BT stands for. So the COVID-19 situation has really kicked in for all of us, has it not? But what it's done for us at BT is really reminded us just how critical the digital infrastructure is to society and to the economy. And we are super proud that actually our networks and our people, my colleagues, have been up to the very big challenge that COVID has placed on it. From the field engineers that have been out keeping everybody connected, to the operations people that have found themselves managing our global network infrastructure from their living rooms, their bedrooms, and so on. And as I say, that's kind of just really brought home the role that they play as critical workers in terms of keeping society connected, notwithstanding all the additional and extra activities that BT really leaned into, for example, building and helping connect up new hospitals in emergency and quick time. Those in the UK will be familiar with the Nightingale Hospital that BT and Openreach were able to connect up. So really what COVID has done has helped BT reinvigorate our strategy and our vision and reminded us effectively of our purpose, which is to connect for good. As well as reminding us of this very important purpose that we have at our hearts, it's also enabled us to think of the unique role that we think BT has to play in its purpose as something in the UK as a national champion. And this role as national champion connecting for good really drives the way that we do our research and we do our innovation. We don't just take off-the-shelf solutions from our suppliers or from our startup community. We like to work together in collaboration to really explore the art of the possible and to qualify that ultimately so that we can downstream the best solutions that enable our customers to be connected for good. So BT's purpose has always been about connecting people. And I can go back to 1837, which is, we're very proud of our history. But in 1837, Wheatstone and Cooke came together and they invented the electric telegraph, which was, of course, the first form of communication in a digital or automated sense. And when they patented this capability, the Electric Telegraph Company was born in 1846, and that was a precursor to BT. So I'm telling you that story because A, we're very proud of it, but also because it demonstrates how rooted we are in connectivity and communications. And what I'm trying to demonstrate on this slide is the fact that at the very base layer of the research that we do is grounded in innovations around that connectivity piece. So 5G and FTTP are both critical technologies for us today and into the future, giving us enhanced communications, enhanced connectivity. And so we do a whole load of research around what that looks like across our kind of ecosystem. However, we also recognise that there are many other critical technologies that we need to research and innovate around, which basically build on this base layer of fantastic connectivity. So we are interested in how do we deliver solutions that our customers and our users can trust, because that's a fundamental requirement. But to build on top of that, how do we give them the insight such that they can radically transform their operations or the experiences that they give to their customers? So using and implementing technologies such as, our data analytics, data science, our AI, we can do those things in collaboration with our customer. And that gives a lovely platform then for us to build new products and applications on the top. And again, all grounded in the ability to connect for good. And I know that the previous speakers have been talking very much about climate and environment, but one of those areas that we can connect for good is related to, obviously, how do we bring these technologies to life for our customers in a way that means that they can establish clean tech and that we can transform, or at least lean into some of the challenges around energy and climate change. So as we explore and qualify and downstream these technologies, we leverage this innovation ecosystem. So like many industries, our research and innovation is open, it's collaborative, and networks have to interwork and technologies need to be compatible, and our vendors need to sell into global markets. So that drives us as a result to engage and undertake research with our suppliers and pre-competitive research with even our competitors and also academia on a global basis. And what you have in front of you now is our kind of global research footprint, if you like, across the world. And this global kind of position, this global footprint drives our ability to be even more open to the art of the possible when we're looking for relevant innovations. Okay. Sorry, there's a lag between me clicking and it actually coming through for me. Apologies. So I wanted to talk a bit about Adastral Park. This is my home and my passion. It is our global R&D HQ for BT, but it's so much more than that as well. In fact, what I believe we have at Adastral Park is effectively a microcosm of everything that we do and have on a global scale. So the way that we look at what we've got at Adastral Park, we are building and growing a really rich and diverse ecosystem. So we talked a lot about BT and BT's position at the park, but actually co-located with us, we have in the region of 150 other companies. And they in turn range in diversity and scale. So at the top end, we have companies that are corporate similar to ourselves, but we have a lovely spectrum right through to the startup community. And we also have huge variance and variety in terms of the technologies that those companies sit across. So yes, we have network companies, but we also have AI, data, security, and so on. So it gives us a really fantastic immediate ecosystem that we can draw down from. And we also have on site some of our big operational units. So I started today by talking about our operations teams that are, running our networks and leaning into the challenge of keeping us all connected. That operations center sits on site and is usually a 24/7 manned and I'm very happy to say it's back. So that's very good to see. But we effectively have that ability to collaborate with our co-location to understand how our technology really lands in real terms. And so when you marry that together with kind of academia that we have on site, the big operational areas and the facilities that we have in terms of our world-leading labs and data centers and integration test facilities, you can see what emerges, as I said before, is this microcosm of being able to do and drive our real world leading research across the campus. And what's really important is that we feed this ecosystem. So when I mean feeding, I'm talking about feeding it with knowledge and insight and skills and talent and technologies. And everything that is required to basically take this ecosystem to the next level. So what we also have is very important to us. I talked about purpose and I talked about the fact that we connect for good, and that's what drives everything that we do. We have some really fantastic customer facilities that are critical to our work collaborating with customers to really understand their challenges and to really marry up the right innovations that will drive their ambition and their vision. And we are able to bring to life the art of possible of our technologies, of our research and our innovation in our global showcase to help customers understand what that art of the possible actually is, so that ultimately we can drive and derive real value from this wonderful ecosystem, value for us as an organisation in BT, but value and benefit to our customers in whatever way, shape or form they measure that. So the way or the journey that we go on in terms of deriving this value is pretty standard right across all of our innovations. So for example, 5G is a global endeavour, and we engage on 5G with universities, leading on research in this space, such as Bristol and Surrey. But we also collaborate with our customers and our suppliers across European projects to determine what the technical requirements need to be, and also what the commercial terms need to be as well. So we contribute to the standards and we partner with government as well, but we drive our innovation through on the back of those collaborations, and we build and derive value from our test beds and trials, many of which reside at Adastral Park. Yes. Sorry. So whilst 5G is a global endeavour, we also value significantly the role of national and regional as well. And Adastral Park is based in the east of England, and it resides in this fantastic ecosystem in its own right, where we have major stakeholders in energy, in agri-tech, agriculture, and we have one of the largest container ports just down the road as well. So what we are able to do with the superb sort of customer and stakeholder relationships that we've built is basically bring all of those components together, and we're effectively in the process of creating this regional test bed so that we can trial purposeful innovations that really create goodness for those stakeholders. So hopefully you can see from this overview that we are really passionate about connecting for good and about building and utilising the ecosystems to enable us to find the solutions to do just that. But something that we realise is vital in this whole process is to make sure that we have a strong lifeblood coming through and making sure that we drive for the new innovations into the future. So as a result, we invest significantly in terms of developing our next generation of technologists. And this is usually, when I say invest, it's time and effort and delivering a kind of really rich and what we hope is an inspiring program of interventions that span right across the time horizon. So whether you're in year 2 primary school and you're coming along to a computational thinking workshop, or actually whether you're a postgrad studying at university and you're coming along to our Tommy Flowers network, which is where we bring together academia and business around specific challenges. We've got a whole plethora of different interventions that we like to deliver, and we're really proud of the efficacy of this, because I think we have multiple apprentices and graduates that join us at Adastral Park, and about 80% of those have been exposed in the past to one of these interventions. So we know that it works. And so we are on this quest to keep driving for these inspirational moments so that we can contribute to the ecosystem in terms of developing that next generation. So I think really that's where I'd like to close. I'd like to thank you for allowing me to give you visibility in this session as to what I believe is a fantastic innovation ecosystem from which BT is really proud to be a driving force. And I hope you have had some visibility or learnt something about the way that we innovate, driven by what we believe is an unambiguous purpose of connecting for good. Thank you, Harvey.
Thank you very much, Lisa. We will soon be kicking off with our roundtable session, bringing Lisa together with Professor Richard Templer and with Professor Yatming Chang to discuss the role that businesses can play in responsible innovation and in affecting the green revolution in a post-COVID world. So very much looking forward to that in a few minutes.